Have you ever noticed how tightly we hold onto things? We spend our days grabbing at everything within reach. Our money, our loved ones, our dreams, our ideas of what success looks like, how everything should go. Then we can't figure out why we're exhausted, worried, and never satisfied. Think about holding water in your hands. Squeeze tight, and it escapes faster. Hold gently, and it stays there, calm and cool. Today, I want to share one of the most freeing truths you'll ever learn. Releasing your grip actually brings more into your life. Not less. More. This isn't some mystical idea or spiritual deal. It's a real, observable truth about how the world works. But let's clear something up first. What does releasing really mean? Many people get this wrong. They think it means giving up, becoming careless, or lazy. Like you'll lose your drive, stop caring about people, or get nothing done. That's completely wrong. Releasing isn't about quitting life. It's about diving deeper into it. It's choosing to swim with the current instead of exhausting yourself fighting against it, letting the water's strength move you forward. Picture a skilled musician. Does a violinist death grip their bow? No way. They hold it firmly enough to guide it, but loose enough to let the music pour out. Grip too hard, and the sound becomes stiff and robotic. Too loose, and there's no sound at all. There's a sweet spot between holding and releasing. That's exactly how we should live. Not with the panic grip of someone scared of losing control, but with the calm confidence of someone who knows control was never real to begin with. Here's the thing. We live with this huge lie that we're supposed to direct everything. That if we just plan harder, worry more, control tighter, everything will go our way. But life has different plans. Life is like a powerful river, and we're leaves on its surface. We can decide how we float, but we can't decide where the river flows. Someone who hasn't learned to release spends their whole life battling the river. They paddle like crazy trying to swim upstream, burning out in a fight they'll never win. But someone who's mastered the art of releasing, they discover something incredible. They can ride the currents. They can pick which path to take. They can even guide their own direction. But they do it by moving with the water, not against it. Let me share a story that shows this perfectly. A man once owned a gorgeous garden. He spent every moment caring for it, stressing about it, trying to control how everything grew. He'd hover over his plants, demanding they grow quicker, straighter, prettier. He'd get angry at the weather when it didn't cooperate. He'd stay up all night anxious about bugs and disease and everything that could go wrong. And guess what? His garden looked average at best. The plants seemed weak, stressed, missing that natural energy that makes a garden truly amazing. Then one day, after years of this battle, he just stopped. Not stopped caring for the garden, but stopped needing to control every tiny detail. He kept planting, watering, pulling weeds. But he did it differently. He did his work, then stepped away. He let the garden be itself. The result was pure magic. The plants exploded with life like never before. The garden created its own character, its own timing, its own special beauty. By releasing his need to control, he'd given the garden room to become everything it could be. This is exactly what happens in our lives. The more we loosen our grip on how things should be, the more room we create for things to become wonderful in ways we never imagined. But here's the interesting part. Most of us are scared to let go because we think we'll lose everything. We think if we're not constantly watching, constantly pushing, constantly worrying, everything will crumble. This fear comes from not understanding how reality actually works. You're not separate from the universe. You're not some small isolated person struggling to survive in a harsh world. You are the universe experiencing itself through you, right here, right now. When you truly get this, not just in your head but deep in your gut, the fear of releasing starts to fade away. Think about your heartbeat. Do you have to remind yourself to make your heart beat? Do you lie in bed controlling its rhythm? Of course not. Your heart beats on its own, perfectly, smoothly, without any conscious thought from you. This isn't because you're neglectful or careless. It's because your heart is part of a huge intelligence that knows exactly what to do. Your life is part of that same huge intelligence. When you let go, you're not handing control to chaos. You're letting the deeper wisdom of life work through you. Here's something that will surprise you. The things you're most scared of losing by letting go are often exactly what's blocking you from getting what life really wants to give you. That job you're clinging to out of fear, even though it makes you miserable. By releasing your fear of being broke, you open yourself to work that truly fulfills you. Those plans you've made about how your life should go? By dropping your attachment to them, you let life surprise you with options far more amazing than anything you planned. This doesn't mean you stop planning. It doesn't mean you become careless about your relationships or career. It means you hold your plans lightly, like a boat in your hand. Firm enough so it feels safe, gentle enough so it can fly when it's ready. The Chinese have a wonderful idea called Wu Wei, often translated as non-action or effortless action. It doesn't mean doing nothing. It means acting in tune with the natural flow. It's the difference between forcing a jammed door and finding the right way to open it. The door opens either way. You spot chances you missed when you were laser-focused on your fixed goals. You draw in people and situations that match your true self instead of battling for things that were never meant for you. But maybe most importantly, you find peace. Real peace. Not the temporary relief from getting what you want, but the deep unshakable peace that comes from knowing you're exactly where you need to be, getting exactly what you need in every moment. This doesn't mean life gets easy or you never face problems. It means you face problems from a totally different place. Instead of being a victim, you become a curious player in the great dance of life. Problems become puzzles to solve instead of disasters to avoid. Hard times become chances to grow instead of proof that life is against you. Let me tell you something that might sound strange. The more you release, the more you actually get. But what you get is often different from what you thought you wanted. And that's the beautiful part. Life knows better than you what will truly make you happy. Your mind thinks it knows what you need. It has its little list: more money, a better job, a perfect partner, recognition, safety. And it spends tons of energy trying to get these things. But life, in its endless wisdom, knows what you really need is to become the kind of person who can fully receive and enjoy whatever comes. When you let go, you stop being so obsessed with getting that you start noticing what you already have. And what you already have is amazing. You have awareness, the ability to experience anything at all. You have this moment with all its unique flavors and possibilities. You have breath flowing through your body, keeping you alive without any effort. You have senses that can see beauty, a mind that can understand and create, a heart that can love. When you really see this, when you really feel the richness that's already here, your relationship with wanting changes completely. You stop desperately grabbing for more and start truly appreciating what is. And when you do this, something magical happens. More flows to you, but it arrives as a gift instead of something you fought to get. Think about the people you love being around. Are they the ones constantly needy, always grabbing for your attention or approval? Or are they the ones comfortable with themselves, who don't seem to need anything from you, who share their attention and energy freely? Obviously the second type. These people are magnetic because they've learned the secret of getting by giving, of receiving by releasing. When you stop desperately needing, when you drop your attachment to results, you become like this. You become someone life loves giving to. Because you're not coming from a place of lack and demand. You're coming from a place of fullness and trust. Here's another way to see it. Imagine you're at a feast, but you're so busy hoarding bread rolls that you miss the incredible meal all around you. You leave hungry and disappointed, clutching your stale rolls, having missed the real banquet completely. This is what most of us do with life. We focus so hard on getting and protecting the few things we think we need that we miss the incredible richness being offered to us every moment. The art of releasing is learning to trust that the feast is real, that there's plenty for everyone, that you don't need to hoard anything because more keeps coming. But how do you actually practice this? How do you learn to release when every instinct tells you to grip tighter? Start small. Next time you're stuck in traffic, instead of getting angry about the delay, practice releasing. You can't control the traffic, but you can control how you respond. Breathe. Listen to music. Use the time to rest your mind. Notice how much better it feels when you stop fighting what is. Next time someone criticizes you, instead of instantly defending yourself, pause. Let the criticism exist without needing to fix or fight it immediately. You might find something useful in it, Or you might realize it says more about them than you. Either way, you don't need to let it shake your peace. Next time a plan falls through, instead of seeing it as failure, see it as life offering you a different road. Maybe it's a better road. Maybe it's teaching you something you need. Maybe it's protecting you from something you can't see yet. Practice holding your opinions lightly. You don't have to drop your beliefs, but you can stop being so attached to being right. When someone disagrees, you can be curious instead of defensive. What if they have a piece of truth you haven't thought about? What if there's space for both views? Practice with your emotions. When fear shows up, don't automatically try to push it away. Let it be there. Feel it fully. Often when we stop fighting our feelings, they change on their own. Fear can turn into excitement. Anger can turn into clarity. Sadness can turn into compassion. The more you practice these small acts of releasing, the easier it becomes to loosen your grip on bigger things. You start to develop what I call relaxed confidence. You do your best. You make your plans. You take your steps. And then you hand the outcome to the larger wisdom of life. This doesn't make you passive or weak. Actually, the opposite. When you're not wasting energy on worry and control, you have way more energy for real creativity and action. When you're not stuck on one specific result, you can see many possibilities and pick the best one. When you're not constantly defending yourself, you can actually hear what life is trying to tell you. Here's something beautiful that happens when you truly learn to release. You realize you were never really in control anyway. That sense of control you fought so hard to keep was always an illusion. The universe has been taking care of you all along. Your heart beating, your lungs breathing, your food digesting, your wounds healing, all without any conscious effort from you. Once you see this, once you really understand you're being supported by an intelligence far bigger than your worried mind, releasing stops feeling like falling and starts feeling like flying. The ultimate release is realizing there's no separate you to let go in the first place. You're not a drop of water trying to survive in the ocean. You are the ocean temporarily showing up as a drop. When you truly understand this, the fear of loss disappears completely because what can the ocean lose? But even if this ultimate understanding seems too abstract, you can still practice the art of releasing in very real ways. And as you do, you'll discover something wonderful. Life becomes more fun when you're not taking everything so seriously. When you're not desperately trying to control results, you can enjoy the journey. You can love the surprise plot twists. You can laugh at the cosmic jokes. You become like a child playing in a garden, delighted by whatever flowers bloom, curious about what will happen next, not worried about whether the garden is growing according to some fixed plan. And here's the final beautiful irony. The more you release, the more you realize you already have everything you were looking for. Not because you've gained more things, but because you've remembered how to see the richness that was always here. The love you were seeking was already in your ability to love. The safety you were chasing was already in your ability to meet whatever comes with presence and grace. The happiness you were pursuing was already available in your willingness to appreciate this moment exactly as it is. So I invite you to start today. Pick one small thing you've been gripping too tightly. A worry, a plan, an expectation, a need to be right. And gently, like opening your hand to free a bud, release it. Don't make it dramatic or hard. Do it with the quiet confidence of someone who knows whatever is meant to come will come, and whatever is meant to leave will leave. Then watch. Watch what happens when you create that space. Watch how life rushes in to fill it, often with something more beautiful than anything you could have planned. This is the great secret the wise ones have whispered through time. You don't have to earn love or fight for safety or grab for happiness. These things are yours by right. They come to you naturally when you stop blocking them with your fear and control. The more you release, the more life gives you. Not as a prize for good behavior, but as a natural result of removing the blocks to what was always trying to flow to you. So subscribe and hit the bell icon for more videos, and learn what it means to be truly, magnificently alive. The water is waiting to support you. All you have to do is stop fighting it and learn to float.